Hello, YouTubers. Hello, subscribers. Kisses to you. This is video number 2. This is going to be 2 deep dives. I'm sorry if I don't get through both of them because a little bit is calling from mama. And, but I'm going to do my best, okay? Let's get started. Kisses to all of you.
Different. Because if the Duke and Duchess of... it's time to talk about something different. Because if the Duke and Duchess of Montecito, you know, those Sussexes, thought that jetting off to LA would stop people taking the mickey out of them, they were sadly wrong. Here's what Family Guy did this week.
Fine, I'll go it alone. Just like Meghan Markle and Prince Harry.
Sir, your millions from Netflix for no one knows what.
Put it with the rest of them.
Babe, time to do our daily $250,000 sponsored Instagram post for Del Taco.
I shouldn't have left the made-up nonsense.
You do actually wonder whether he does believe that now. I shouldn't have left the made-up nonsense. It was so much easier than this.
I was just thinking, sorry, I didn't mean to go in a la la land, but do you honestly think someone's going to pay her that amount of money to post something? $250,000 to post. To promote whatever, like the patch or whatever. Like what? Okay, let's go.
Not even the first animated show, of course, to mock them, because this was South Park, if you remember, a few months ago.
We want privacy! We want privacy! Hey, thanks for having us on the show.
It's so awesome to be here. It's great.
So let me start with you, Sam. You've lived a life with the royal family, you've had everything handed to you, but you say your life has been hard, and now you've written all about it in your new book, Where?
Yes, that's right, friend. You see, my...
He said you've had everything handed to you and you didn't have to do nothing. Zero. Just live, just money. Because you're a prince. But you say in your book you had it hard. It was the worst experience ever.
Remember, a few months ago.
Thing handed to you, but you say...
Months ago.
We want privacy! We want privacy! Hey, thanks for having us on the show.
It's so awesome to be here. It's great.
So let me start with you, Sam. You've lived a life with the royal family, you've had everything handed to you, but you say your life has been hard, and now you've written all about it in your new book, Where?
Yes, that's right, friend. You see, my wife and I...
Totally, like, you should write a book because your family's, like, stupid and then so are, like, journalists.
So you hate journalists. That's right. And now you wrote a book that reports on the lives of the royal family. Right.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And there is, of course, no answer to any of that, but we're going to seek one, because I'm delighted to be joined by showbiz journalist and host of the To Die For Daily podcast, the one and only Kinsey Schofield. Kinsey, a very good morning to you.
It's sad. Listen, South Park ain't never ever going anywhere. That's going to go down in history. Every backlash, everything that they've done will be scrutinized. Sorry. Here's the kicker. Family Guy. You can't do Family Guy without showing the privacy tour. So everybody's showing the privacy tour first or second, whatever. And then they're playing. You can't tell me she's not over there just really feeling it. I would be. First of all, I would have felt it a long time ago. It wouldn't have took this long. But she's in denial. She just keeps sweeping it under the rug and pretend that nothing's there. You want to know what will change people's minds and start making us think that you're like, okay, maybe there is a soul. You got to humble yourself. You got to get your daddy in there. You got to start showing some love to your in-laws and stop treating people like dirt. Even if you can't help it. Fake it. Fake and pretend. The only way that she's going to turn this around is that she get connected with the royal family. I told you nobody care anymore because she's not connected. We don't care about her celebrityness because there's nothing there. We don't care about her anything else other than what's going on in the royal house. But now that she doesn't have access at all, now she wants us to be interested in her just because it's Meghan. She's leaving that life alone, and she wants us to go with her, and she's going to influence us to do things. That's that stupid stuff. She doesn't know what she wants to do. She doesn't have, like Andy, she said, like Tara said, she doesn't have a plan, and the plans that she do have don't stick. And it's, oh, let's try again. Let's try again. Let's try again. Let's see what works. No, they do not have a clear plan. Someone said they need to get a clear plan and get a clear, group of people, a staff that's going to help them and guide them and lead them on what they need to do. That's WME.
About.
Yeah, Mike, there's no one else I'd like to recap this with more than you. I get such a kick out of seeing two people that take themselves so seriously become a parody over here. I mean, I think that this is probably Meghan's worst nightmare.
I think it must be, because the one thing that they hate is people, as you say, making fun of them. She wants to be taken seriously. She's so desperate to be
At this point, I wouldn't even care no more. I think that she needs to do, there's something, because this ain't working out. This pretend that I ain't lying and pretend that I ain't treating my family like crap, that ain't working. And pretending you got into a car chase and that people need to save you. No, she had Tyler Perry saving her. Now she wanted the mayor to ride around New York City with his cops trailing her to her place to destination.
taken seriously. That she looks the right way all the time. She knows when the camera is on her. She always has this thoughtful little glance towards Harry. I mean, I wonder whether that Family Guy skit that we've just seen, where he says, "I wish I'd stayed where I was," effectively. I wonder if that's more true than we know.
Yeah, it's true. Yes, I'm sure Harry could click his heels like Dorothy. Cling! I wish I was home. I wish I was home. I wish this is a nightmare. Oh, Harry isn't a nightmare. I told you when he flew over here on that plane, he was talking about freedom. No, nightmare. Shh. It's been a nightmare. What's been going good? What's so good about it? You ain't talking to your family. I bet he about to lose his mind. He miss his family. And they know he does. And they know he is. And they know that Harry is not doing well without them. Because they used to be like this. And he missed that. He had a life like that. She married into his family. And when she did that, she destroyed relationships. Destroyed them. Now Harry's over here looking, I wish I was at home. He did it for money. He did it for this woman. And he did it for fame and power. Because that's all she's about. Fame, power, and money. By all means necessary. Because I did not know with anyone that all the main thing about them is their brand. That's it. There's nothing else to you. There is nothing else after that. Meghan spends her night and days waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning suing people. I couldn't sleep, and so I was so worried about, whatever. She blamed her miscarriage on the Daily Mail, that she was up late at night. Forgot what I was saying. I was getting good too. I took it too far. Sorry. Yeah, I did.
Well, I mean, it certainly would justify some of the headlines we've been seeing recently about Harry being homesick and wanting to find a home back over there. But, you know, if they do want to pursue a career in Hollywood, and because we do hear that that's Meghan wants to become the next Oprah Winfrey. She's going to make this movie, Meet Me at the Lake. It's going to make her a power player in Hollywood, in Tinseltown. If they really do want to have that kind of success, or even if Meghan wants to go the Goop route and be a celebrity influencer, they've got to shake the idea of them being a...
Listen, it's cute how these Kinsley and some of them like to give them advice, because I like to too. And that's some stupid stuff. And she does it a lot now. How they need to do this and do that. They need to say something about the fighting, the war that's going on in Israel. You know, she keeps giving them advice, but that's fine. But they're not listening to you and no one else. And nothing is going to get them out of this hole, unfortunately. And the only way that they're going to get out of this hole is when they start mending those relationships that they jacked up. It is what it is, because Oprah is still there. All those shows, all those things that she did to create this circus of whatever she got going on. She's just going to keep going around in a circle. Just like she was doing in New York City in that car. Going around a block. No, she's a liar. People don't like that. People don't like the fact that how she's treating her father. The royals, the UK, it's not just about, it's more than that. It's more than what Kinsley is saying. It's more than the Kardashians. It's more than her book at the lake. It's more than that. She will make money, but she won't make it on the level that she should. Oh, P. Dinah seems to think that Tyler Perry's going to give her a job. He could. But at what cost? At how much? How much is he going to bank for that? Is he really willing to put he would do that, but I don't think she's going to be. How is he going to promote this D-lister to pull out some A-lister acting to make him more money? This is what I heard about Tyler Perry's movies, that they're all the same and people are getting da-da-da-da and whatever. I haven't seen one in a while. I think they're pretty cool, whatever. He's coming out with some new stuff. Here's another thing. He's coming out with a bio. I guess he could. I guess that's what you do. But, talking about his life, him growing up and, and all of that other stuff. But honestly, the trailer was boring.
Parody. That's crucial to their brand. Dior's not going to want to work with somebody here that's Meghan wants to become the next Oprah Winfrey. She's going to make this movie, Meet Me at the Lake. It's going to make her a power player in Hollywood, in Tinseltown. If they really do want to have that kind of success, or even if Meghan wants to go the Goop route and be a celebrity influencer, they've got to shake the idea of them being a parody. That's crucial to their brand. Dior's not going to want to work with somebody that the public sees as a joke. Right. They want to work with sophistication and somebody that's chic. So they've got to put their heads together and figure out how.
Not necessarily people. No. I don't believe that. I don't think that I don't think that me as a company be like, oh, that's Meghan and Harry. I don't want to hire them. Look, they're making fun of them. No. If you're talented, you're talented. If you got it going on, you got it going on. It is what it is. I don't think that. I think their popularity and their reputation is keeping them from being successful. Period. No. It does. If your reputation is in the toilet, how am I going to be interested? Okay.
They distance themselves from some of these things like South Park and Family Guy.
Right, because that's the other problem, isn't it? That Spotify found out the hard way that actually they're not that popular. You know, they obviously were under the misapprehension that if they just published any old podcast with Meghan Markle's name on it and his name on it, people would subscribe to it, no matter what they said. But in fact, it turned out not
I
to be
believe
true.
that. At first I didn't, but I do believe that. I think Meghan thinks that since her name is the Duchess of Sussex, it is what it is. Since her name is on it, everybody should be running towards it. Everybody should be giving. Everybody should be doing something. Everyone.
And Spotify, if the return on investment clearly wasn't there monetarily, but Spotify had bigger hopes and dreams when it came to their work ethic, which how did Spotify not learn their lesson through Meghan's, what was it 22 months within the royal family? She
That
called
was
it
good, Kinsley. Yep. Anything she does, she doesn't stay with it long. What? Okay. She's right. No. She probably thought she was going to be more successful too. I think she thought it was going to be easy. And it would have been if she had just been down to earth and just asked simple questions and could relate to people. But she can't. And so that particular job isn't good for her. And so instead of Spotify trying them out and seeing, they just said, here, we're just going to give you all this money because of the name. We're going to give you all this money because you're the Duchess of Sussex.
I think that they do lack a work ethic. I do think that they lack realistic goals at this point in time.
This is crazy. This is what we're listening to every day when I do these videos. People's opinions about Meghan and Harry. And it's interesting to know what people think about these two because we're not alone. We're like, okay, wait a minute. Let me see if I'm aligning with what they're saying. Or, do I believe that or not? Whatever.
And their exit from the royal family. And I think that people are watching, like the rumor that Audible could be talking to Harry and Meghan. Audible is going to look at Spotify's experience with them, see the stories about Meghan calling executives up at the very last minute demanding changes, hearing ideas from Harry about talking to Putin or Trump about their childhood trauma.
Audible don't care about none of that. Because they're not going to be dishing out all that money that they're going to be asking for. And so when Meghan and Harry realize that they're not going to be making that kind of money, they're going to be like, well, maybe we shouldn't do Audible. We'll see.
They're going to take those stories seriously before handing them another huge check to potentially embarrass their company next.
Yes,
It's going
you
to
are.
happen.
He's
Hinsley,
right.
we've got to run. I'm sorry, I came to you a little bit late, so we'll have more time next time.
Okay,
But great
he's
to
out.
see that.
Okay, I got one more video. Hold on, guys. This one is kind of long. I'm thirsty and I want water. I want a beer. Hold on just a second. See what happens when I leave. It gets really wild. It does. I don't know how that happened. So, yeah, that did. Okay. I'm just going to leave it like that. That's not bad. That's okay, so here's one more. We'll close it out with this.
Let's introduce my next guest. He's former royal editor of The Sun, Charlie Ray. Good afternoon, Charlie.
Afternoon, Kevin.
Right, bear with me. Remember this? This is South Park.
In Toronto, it's Good Morning, Canada. It has been several months now since our beloved Queen has died. All Canadians are finding it hard to go on. All Canadians, that is, except for our first guest, the Prince and his wife. We want privacy! We want privacy! Thanks for...
Well, that was South Park in its inimitable fashion. shall we say, pouring scorn on Harry and Meghan's alleged bid to desire privacy through the prism of as much publicity as they can possibly get. Now, here's a new cartoon, a Family Guy, or a new cartoon attack on the gruesome twosome. Family Guy has now featured Harry.
It's interesting because this is UK news talking about American news. This is happening in America. Meghan and Harry are being made fun of in their own country, or whatever you want to call it. This has got to be one of the worst times for her right now. Knowing that she did all this publicity, all this build up to her trying to make everybody love her through charity and all this other stuff, to get knocked back down after Family Guy. This is a scar. This is not good. This is not a good. And Kinsley is right. This is not a good look for them, you know, as far as being branded, because people are not taking them seriously. They're jokes.
Meghan as well. Take it away, Family Guy.
Or millions from Netflix for no one knows what.
Put it with the rest of them.
Babe, time to do our daily $250,000 sponsored Instagram post for Del Taco.
I shouldn't have left the made-up nonsense.
So that's the new one. This was from Family Guy. That's the butler presenting them with a check for $250,000 from Netflix for, as the butler says, no one knows what. So the thing about this, Charlie, is it is an indication that the Americans have joined the Brits in somewhat pouring scorn on the group.
Why is that news? Why are they still shocked that Americans are treating them this way? They've been treating them this way. They're a joke. They don't take them seriously because they're over here acting like royalty when it just looks weird. It does. It does. We can't bow to her because it just looks weird. They're not doing that. You didn't see people I didn't see any of those people in New York bowing to Meghan doing that. They did in the beginning. They did when she was in the UK and she was out and about. People would do that to her and bow and give her her respects. They don't do that anymore, and she wants it. She wants it. I believe she probably makes her staff do that. I believe that they call her the Duchess. I do. And I forgot my point. No, why are they shocked? No, her rating here is really bad. The Sussex Squad is not from the United States. That is not a United States-based club. No. The Sussex Squad does not. We are not there. They are not in the United States. American has spoken a long time ago about these two and have put them on notice to say, wait a minute, you guys are lying, you're defaming your family, you're treating them like crap, you treat your family like crap, you diss the UK, and then you come over here lying about it.
Twosome from Montecito, the Duke and Duchess of Netflix, as they're called. So for a long time, the narrative was this: oh, the Brits are fed up with them. They don't like the way that Meghan doesn't like us, so we don't like her. And they really hate the way that Harry and Meghan have been pouring a bucket over the Queen, the royal family, ever since they moved to California. So the narrative is that's the way the Brits felt. But the Americans, they loved this progressive, left-wing young couple who are full of woke ideas.
No, quit labeling people too. Stop labeling people left-wing and stuff. I don't roll with her because she is a Democrat. That's that stupid stuff. No, and nobody believed. No. Listen, when she went on the Oprah show, she needed to let the dust settle first, and she didn't. And when it was settling, people realize the lies, especially when she went and got an award for it. And then her and Harry started coming out about some unconscious bias. The story started changing. And then it was just so heartless. The whole Oprah show was heartless. There was nothing good out of that. Nothing. The only good was that she was announcing that she was pregnant. I don't know if I'm starting to believe that Meghan did not have those kids. And that she used a surrogate. And if she did, then they have lied to us. So, they had better keep that hidden. If that ever comes out, jeez. Because, it would just be wrong for her to pretend that she did, and she actually didn't. We're not saying that those are not her kids. We're just saying that, you didn't birth them. Wow, that would be a big scandal. The biggest to me. Even though it is still one, it's just so much surrounding the birth. She didn't do the traditional way, so I just figured she just didn't do it the traditional way. Then you didn't know what day the baby was born. And then there was some confusion about the announcement and how it was announced. And then the way they announced it, because I looked it up, it said that her baby had been born, not that she had given birth. It was a weird statement how Buckingham Palace had came out and announced the child had been born, and it was as if she had a surrogate. So I'm starting to think that there is some stuff going on. I don't know if we'll ever know, but gee whiz. Okay, moving on.
Loved them.
Well,
both these cartoons have proved, and I know from my American friends, that the Americans now have the same jaundiced view of Harry and Meghan as we in Britain do.
It is about time. Like, I have been saying it and saying it and saying it and saying it and saying it. It's over. The verdict is out. No one is liking that type of person. She is not popular. She is not loved over here. She is not being bowed to. People are not running down her door to say hello to her. She doesn't have to worry about us stalking her or wanting to hang out with her or get a picture with her. She don't have to worry about that. Starstruck. No, it ain't there. Sorry. Like how she's afraid of the paparazzi. I didn't mean to say stalking, but they're all afraid someone's gonna fly over there. Oh, there's the drones. They're behind us. There's here. And no one's there. No one is there, Harry. How did it feel to drive up in New York City and have no one there out to greet you? When he went home for his court cases, there was a crowd. There was a crowd. Not here.
Right?
Absolutely, Kevin. And you have to wonder just how long.
Every other day something happens. That would have bruised my ego. If I was a royalty and no one came to wave and say, hello, welcome to New York, and all, whatever the case may be. Nope, Meghan is a celebrity. And they just go about their day like everybody else. She's not separated differently from, in a sense, where she's this mega star. She wasn't a mega star when she met Harry, so why would she be a mega star now? She would have been, because Catherine is a mega super, just a super hero. For real. My God, she's on it. Okay, let's.
The Netflix bosses who have paid this pair £80 million to produce all sorts of stuff. Oh, wait, they haven't. And you have to wonder how long these bosses are going to sit back and see their brand which is what is happening, trashed like this.
There it is. There it is. What Kinsley didn't say. People don't want, and she probably, this is what she meant or whatever. If you want your brand to be tarnished, then put them on it. Have the Duke and Duchess on it. Put their name on it and watch how it withers. Like, oh, did you see that happened? Something was going on the roof. Well, we got it fixed. It better be. Yeah, we did. Ooh, things be going wrong. Anyway, forgot what I was saying.
In ridicule. I mean, Kevin, and you have to wonder just how long the Netflix.
Their brand. They can't be branded because if they try to brand something, it will be. I don't want it. Their reputation, their branding is over.
Bosses who have paid this pair £80 million to produce all sorts of stuff. Oh, wait, they haven't. And you have to wonder how long these bosses are going to sit back and see their brand,
just giving them money,
which is what is happening, trashed like this.
Netflix got trashed. They lost subscribers. They lost a lot. They did because of these two. Oprah lost some support. You guys don't like her. No, they're toxic duo, and unfortunately, they have created this mess on their own. It is nobody's fault. Me talking about it and saying it, however I'm saying it, however the case may be, they did this to themselves, and they continue to do it.
In ridicule. I mean, this Family Guy is, as you well know, is Seth MacFarlane's babe. He does an awful lot of the voices and everything else. It's absolutely brilliant. But yeah, they are being trashed in America, and as they have been in this country. And really, you know, what they're doing, if you remember, you got that Bill Simmons, the Spotify boss, who
it's a list. Their resume has a list of denials, a list of why you don't want to hire these two, why you don't want to befriend these two, why you don't want to have anything to do with these two, because if you fit in any of those categories, something bad is going to happen to you. You're going to be markled.
You know, they had a Spotify deal.
It's a family show. They were called effing grifters, he called them.
Effing grifters, which is, as you well know, is the Americanism for con men.
Con men.
And so there's enough.
Con artist, con man, conning me, taking something that doesn't belong to you, in a sense. No. Conning me, making me believe something that isn't true, manipulating me. Conning me into believing that the royal family mistreated you. Trying to manipulate me into thinking that they were racist. They fed you to the wolves. They leaked stories to the press about you. All this stuff you claim that they did. You went in there with a piece of paper and a pad taking notes on every little thing that you thought that you could give to Netflix and Spotify and to Oprah. And it failed. You wasn't grateful for anything. Not one thing. She talked about it. She wasn't grateful for the tiara. She talked about how it was an issue. As if she was accustomed to it. As if that happens every day for her marrying a prince, and the entitlement of it all, the arrogance of it all. I deserve this, and like page 6 said about Queen Elizabeth's best friend, that Meghan thought that she was going to be riding around in a carriage every day, a gold one at that. Maybe back in the day, you probably would have been doing that because maybe that's what they did. But right now, they're out there working. I've never seen, they work so hard, they deserve it. And oh my God, they got a wonderful family. The Queen, King Charles is rocking it. I love his voice. I can listen to his speech. But okay, hit it. Yes, he's got a very nice voice.
A lot of high-powered people in America who are getting fed up. I'm actually thinking of ringing up Netflix. You got that Bill Simmons.
Everybody's done and tired, but they keep popping their head out. They keep wanting us to see them. They keep wanting to let us know that they live in Montecito and they're royals, and they're forced to be reckoned with. But every time they come out the front door, it just something is happening at the back door that reminds them that Family Guy. God, it feels. Hold on, guys. Sorry. Yes, sorry about that. It felt like something was dripping inside the house, and it's not. Okay, let's go on.
Spotify boss who described, they had a Spotify deal.
It's a family show. They were called effing grifters, he called them.
Effing grifters, which is, as you well know, is the Americanism for con men.
Con artists.
And so there's an awful lot of high-powered people in America who are getting fed up. I'm actually thinking of ringing up Netflix and saying you and I could do a better deal for £80 million if you want. They'll get a lot more out of us than they have had out of these two.
Remember after they did that docu-series that they had this other show showing, it was crazy. Nelson Mandela, and I think it was some other Oprah was on there talking to Harry. It was something. But it was another show that came right after the docu-series that nobody watched. And it's interesting how Meghan tries to make in the docuseries. Her and Harry was all in love, and they had this love story. And then next thing you know, everybody else was trashing them. And then there was everybody else's fault. And then there's a love story part, and then back to the trashing, and then a love story part, and then back to the trashing. I was dizzy. I hated it. I hated that docuseries because it was fake. The love and the oak tree and the barefooted at the beach. I didn't feel it. I didn't feel like, oh, it's so wonderful. Look how they're in love. They're just, look at Meghan. She looks so awesome, doesn't she? That's what they do over there at that other channel. It is disgusting. One of the Royal Sussex channels. She's so beautiful. Look at her. She's a goddess. And stop putting that woman on a pedestal like that. If they stop putting her on a pedestal, I'll bring my rants down. How about that?
I would say, by the way, by way of a critique on Family Guy, that's the worst Harry impression I've ever heard. It looks like they've rolled out old Dick Van Dyke or something to do it. But that notwithstanding, it is a view of the way Americans see this couple now. And interestingly, Spotify today announced that they're back in profits. Their profits are soaring. And one of the reasons is they dumped the gruesome twosome. They got rid of Harry and Meghan because all they got for their $20 million was one short podcast series called Archetypes, 12 episodes from Meghan that basically didn't do the business. It wasn't very interesting. People didn't like it. So very unproductive. And getting rid of Harry and Meghan has helped Spotify to get back into profit.
And as I say, that's one, I think.
Yeah, that was what they were supposed to do. Spotify was supposed to. They were supposed to help Spotify. They were supposed to bring revenue. They were supposed to help build that brand. Just like Netflix. They were supposed to help build the Netflix brand. Like Meghan and Harry was supposed to be the next best thing. But both CEOs, both financial chief threw out that money and allowed her to take advantage of them in thinking that they would have that type of talent to be able to sell. I'm not giving you millions. Show me what you're working with. Nothing. No, they just put the money on the table. They gave them something. For Spotify to be hanging on to jobs barely and Netflix to be hanging out with them like that, they they want their money. There's something up with that. Come on, let's move on. No, you don't want to be. Spotify messed their brand up. Netflix messed their kind of jacked up their little stuff. They're trying to recover from Meghan and Harry. But I'm going to put my stamp on there. I told my husband, I said, listen, if you're a small individual and you want publicity, then yeah, go and hang out with Harry and Meghan for a moment and then get notarized. But if you didn't come from nothing and you're being next to them, that might help you. But already being somewhere and being next to them is going to ruin you. So it doesn't behoove the celebrity like Kelly Rowland, to be hanging out with Meghan as if they're best friends. She just met her. Now they're best friends. Meghan's wonderful and awesome. See, that's how I know that's stupid. Because you just met her and you know her reputation is jacked up. But all of a sudden, just because she's nice and smiling in your face, that she's some nice person? No, to me, okay, Kelly Rowland's discernmentship or on friendship ain't up. Trying to say something else, but I couldn't get it out.
Wake up one day and think the same. They're spending an awful lot of money on this pair, and they're not getting anything back. Now, Netflix is on brand. It's well known throughout the world, and I don't think they take too kindly to this pair getting an awful lot of money and producing nothing.
No, exactly. You know where this will lead to, because the monetization.
What about the book deal? Don't he have to write 4 more chapters?
Of Harry and Meghan.
That's that stupid stuff. Harry went on a book campaign to write all these books about his family and realized that, I better shut up.
Only takes one form, I think, that they're realizing, and a lot of business people in Hollywood are realizing, that unless Mr. and Mrs. Sussex, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, are pouring a bucket over the royal family. What have they done? They've accused them of racism, being skint, being nasty, being horrible, etc., etc. Unless they're doing that, nobody wants to know. They're not interesting. When they try and do their own projects, people just switch off.
No, it's not that. It's just that they don't have the charisma and the likability to be able to work an audience or to be able to keep people's attention, where if they do speak or when they do something, it's profound or it's stated as something great. No, they don't know how to read their audience. Like Meghan got on the stage in New York City, right in the front, in the middle, where everybody can see her because she's the star, at the mental health. But it was supposed to be around mental health. But no, it was around Meghan and Harry's Archewell Foundation and them two. And then she started talking about how her kids are too young to be dealing with this, so I don't have to deal with it right now. And I'm fortunate not to have to deal with what y'all dealing with. In other words, and I really don't care. No, she doesn't care. Meghan does not care about those people with the mental health. Meghan cares how she looks, how people see her, and if the camera is getting her in a good way. That's it. Nope. She was hoping that after, I'm telling you, guys, they went to whatever, that island to take a vacation, a break from all this charity and doing all this and coming out and papping it because they've been cheering it for a very long time, and they thought that, oh, we need a vacation. But come to find out, oops, y'all got to do damage control because the Family Guy then came out and said something. We're gonna hear something from the Sussex camp that they're appalled, they can't believe it. You know, first of all, they were nice, but I can tell you this, that Netflix is the one that should be pissed off because they're the ones that's being used and looked at as, I mean, come on. He says, put it over there with the rest of it.
You're absolutely correct, because we've now got a suggestion that Meghan is actually writing a memoir which is going to pour another bucket load over the royal family. So they're gone.
I'm sorry, that's going to be good. For some reason, I didn't think it would be, but I don't know if people will buy it or not, but it would be hard for me not to, because I want to dissect that sucker. We would. We're going to take chapter by chapter, and we're going to call out the lies, and we're going to call out stuff that we see. And if she's blaming, it's at the end of the chapter, we're going to list all the times she blamed and then go to chapter 2. We're going to make this the Meghan's memoir tour. I think we should do that. And then in between, we'll make some other videos. Because they're going to be in the news. They're going to be in the news of doing something wrong. Or Meghan at the Harry at the hotel. Listen, they had to quiet those rumors. Harry had to go back home and quit at the hotel. And leave the lawyer alone because they can't look like they're splitting up. Let's move on.
Back to their base act, which is slagging off the royal family. Now, if this memoir comes out, and it's going to cause all sorts of damage again, but it's not going to enhance their reputation at all. They'll just be seen again.
I don't know what he means by damage. The damage is done. What does he mean? It's
load over the royal family. So they're going back to their base act, which is slagging off the royal family. Now, if this memoir comes out, and it's going to cause all sorts of damage again, but it's not going to enhance.
No, stop it, stop it. There's not going to be no damaging again. No, that ship has sailed. Meghan, if she didn't get out what she needed to say on the Oprah show, the docuseries, and in Spare, then it's a done deal. I don't even know why we need a memoir. Because what is she going to talk about? Her childhood? She's going to some kind of way try to pin her father to be this horrible person. Some kind of way he is going to be the one that did something to her. That's number one, because she don't care. And she wants everybody to continue to think that he's this horrible dad. That he just did this despicable act, which I'm still trying to figure out. So she's going after him, number one. No, he said something that I want to, let me go back. No, but I don't see her going after the royal family. I don't. If she does, it's going to be slight digs, but not like on the level that they have been doing it. Because she already knows that that is not a good idea. And her reputation is in the toilet right now. Can you imagine her continually to talk about a family that hasn't said anything about her or anything to her other than recollections may vary? And then now you're coming out and you're constantly saying something negative about a family that is doing good for the world. But no, you're running around still want to talk about your grievances and what happened to you, and you were mistreated, you didn't want to live. Is she gonna talk about that in the book? How real and a constant thought? No, she's going to be the victim in this book, and it's going to make her look really sad because no one is patting you on the back and saying, poor Meghan, poor Meghan. I hope that you're okay. No, she can make the mistake of doing that again because it's over. If she looks like she wants to go down that rabbit hole, it will be very detrimental to her. Her brand, whatever that is, her reputation, whatever that is, and everything else. People are not going to continue to want to hear her talk about something that she wasn't even over there for 2 years. She was over there 72 days or a year and a half. A very short time in the royal family for her to have this big book of a memoir and to say anything about them other than nice, gracious things. If anything, this would be the time for her to fix the jack up. That, you know what, the Queen was very gracious to me, changing the narrative, changing the tone of the entire book itself and making it a happy-go-lucky kind of book instead of one of those whine-a-thons, me, and letting us continue to know that there is something seriously wrong. No, that is not going to fly, sir.
The royal family. So they're going back to their base act, which is slagging off the royal family. Now, if this memoir comes out, and it's going to cause all sorts of damage again, but it's not going to enhance their reputation at all. They'll just be seen again as part of their major monathon that they've continued since they left the royal family.
And I'll tell you why people are rapidly tiring even more of Harry. He's just a hypocrite. Both this couple keep telling us, care about the planet, be careful of how much you fly, be careful of driving petrol cars. Come on, save the planet, climate change, and all that. So when they jetted off for an exclusive holiday on the Caribbean island of Canoe a couple of weeks ago, guess how they got there? Private jet, the least ecological form of transport.
They can't believe it. They can't believe it. They cannot believe it because it's unbelievable. This story is unbelievable. You'll never be able to...
known to man. I mean, they are just green hypocrites, saying, do as we say, not as we do.
And don't forget, of course, that after the Invictus Games, which was a reasonably good success, they jetted off to Portugal for a short holiday without the kids before jetting back across.
There you go. No kids. Really and truly, that is something else that we never see the kids, and they never have the kids with them, and so. I don't know. Maybe she's back at home with them.
Across the water to America again. So, their carbon footprint is horrendous compared to, everyone else. And you're absolutely right. I'm like you. I cannot stand people that tell me what I can do and what I can't do, especially with air travel and everything else, when they are themselves, ignoring their own advice, so to speak, and just it's all right for me, but it's not all right for you.
No, it's just like Meghan bullying the staff and then gonna run around talking about she's all for mental health. That don't make sense. I'm sorry.
Absolutely not. Just a quick last word from you, Charlie. It was yesterday, was it, that Prince William, who's flying to Sydney, made it clear on a commercial jet, which is still quite ungreen, to be fair, but at least commercial jet's better than a private jet. He said that is his Earthshot organisation. He said, we are not and never will tell people not to get on aeroplanes. We don't do that. And I thought that was probably quite a pointed comment, given that it was the day after it was revealed that Harry and Meghan flew by private jet to Canoe.
Yeah, William is quite subtle when he's having a little dig at his brother and so forth. He's
So William says, don't tell people not to get on an airplane. He's telling Harry that. Like, stop telling people what to do.
This Earthshot thing of his is his passion, but it's not passion in the sense of it's for forgetting everything else and telling us what we can do and what we can't do. He realizes, I mean, this is the thing with travel. You've got to have planes at the moment, unless you suddenly come up from some Star Trek point and you can be beamed up, Scotty, without it causing any problems. Well, that's a long way off.
Yeah, it certainly is. What a shame. But there you go, Charlie. Good to talk to you. As always, thank you so much, Charlie Ray, brilliant former royal editor of The Sun.
Okay, guys, I'm out of here. I hope that you had a wonderful time hanging out with me. Let me know what you guys think. I know I was probably a little strong tonight trying to get it done because I know I gotta go, but you know, I hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think.
It's only week 3. The reality is
sorry. I just realized that they're just, they're really having a hard time. I don't feel sorry for them yet because I don't know if they are having a hard time or not. But I do know that Meghan is probably not the happiest right now. She can't be. You can't tell me that she's having a picnic. So I don't know what they're going to do. They've been advised to get, a team of people together to help them with their PR. But I thought WME was that. So who knows? Let me know what you guys think of what's going to happen with Harry and Meghan. I feel like we should be at like a breaking point. You know, where people start going into hiding. Shh, don't say nothing for a while. And then we're like, oh, there she goes. I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet. I would have been shut it down. I would have been like, okay, they hate me. Let me just go away for a moment and let them miss me or whatever the case may be. And then I'll be back. And then, you know, maybe it won't be so bad. No. I think we're tone deaf. We're not listening to anyone. We're going to do this no matter what it is. We're going to keep pushing forward because it's my brand, my thing. I'm going to do it regardless. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care about South Park. I don't care about Family Guy. I don't care about my dad. I don't care about the Royals. I don't care about anything. I'm doing this. It's fascinating to see her push, and push, and push, and push by all means necessary. I'm out. Love you guys so much. Thank you so much for your love and your support. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Listen, I've been at 2,008 something thousand people. Come on. Get your friends to come over here and at least just, I'm tired of seeing that number. You know, I don't know if you've ever had that where you just tired of seeing that 2.89. I just want it to be at 3,000. So come on, guys. Reach out to your friends and say, hey, let's get my girl Tisha over this 3,000 mark. Although I love 3,000. I would love it. I said that about 2. But I've been at this 2 something for a long time, and I really want to get to 3. So if you haven't subscribed, hit subscribe. Don't forget to hit like, and please, if you don't do any of the first 2, don't forget to leave a comment.